Welcome now to Saints in the Shadows. Hear the stories of the saints, learn about things you never knew. See if you can figure out who the saint is before the end.
All right. In today's edition of Saints in the Shadows, we have a lady. This, in its own right, is not uncommon. There are plenty of ladies that we call saints, and for good reason. One of the interesting things about this one is, well, not about what we know, but in fact, more about what we do not know. I don't know who her mother was. I don't know who her father was. I don't know if she was rich. I don't know if she was poor. I can make some assumptions, of course, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure she wasn't a queen. I'm, in fact, pretty sure she wasn't noble in any way, and yet, with all these things that she wasn't, so it is that she was. She wasn't a preacher, and yet through her many people heard God's word. She wasn't a prophet, and yet through her people listened to the voice of God. She wasn't a queen, and yet she had people that loved her and followed her. She wasn't noble, at least I don't think. And yet, to the people around her, I bet they would disagree. To them, she was special. Not just a little special, but special enough that her death sent ripples throughout the community. All of this for a simple, widowed woman who worked in a port town, a town where the salt and the sea met rocks, where ships and sails were often located, where sails that sometimes tore needed mending. In the midst of this was Gazelle. Gazelle was good at fixing sails. Gazelle was good at stitching and sewing. Gazelle was good at what she did. I sometimes wonder what it was like when Gazelle was younger, or at least when she was married. Did she sew then? Did she repair the ships? Did her husband? How did he die? And what did he do? All of these end up being unanswered questions. Unanswered for us right now. But what we do know is that Gazelle was good at stitching. She was good not just at fixing sails, but even at making clothes and other things of need. And so Gazelle kept going without a husband, probably without an income. Now, in the ancient world, I will say women were not afforded many rights, especially if you were widowed. Rome had made strides to maybe correct some of these issues, but at least at the time of this story, it's really hard to say how Gazelle was, as a widow anyway. It was possible for her to have at least some money, but then again, maybe not. It was possible for her to even have land, but by the looks of things of what we do know, maybe not. And so it is that Gazelle, with all her stitching, with all her work, one day she got ill, and one day more she died. And there was a certain loss in the community. It rippled, as I said earlier, the community that loved her, the community that knew her. And while most would certainly have a void when someone they loved died, it just so happened that around this area a rock was around. Peter, anyway. Peter the Rock was near by this port town that nowadays we would call Tel Aviv. But back then it was simply called Joppa. After Peter was ushered there, and they showed some of the things that this woman had made and sewn and tried to tell her how important it was, he ushered everyone out. He prayed with his gazelle. Well, Gazelle, which is a translation of the word Tabitha, which is also translated sometimes as Dorcas. Dorcas, who's mentioned in the book of Acts, chapter 9, who was a seamstress, who liked to stitch, who liked to sew, who was so wonderfully good at it, who a lot of times gave it away, who was known to be charitable, and yet she died and was raised back to life by St. Peter. All right, and that marks the end of my Saints in the Shadows. Uh, let me see here. Dorcas is celebrated on October 25th, which is this coming Saturday.
Very nice.
Yeah. So basically what this is offering, so I did a little research trying to find some things. And basically what I gathered was, for a dish for this Saturday, the correct thing would be to make a stew, and then to make the bread like instead of like biscuits or something with your stew, make it a flat bread, and then you're supposed to fold it in the shape of a cloak.
A cloak. Oh,
Yeah, because that's one of the things that she sewed. So
interesting.
So apparently this is called cloak stew, but whatever.
Cloak stew. Okay.
And the drink is called the Gazelle's Grace. Which, to be honest, I thought was just a made up thing. Because I'll be honest, I asked AI for some help on the drink, and like it spit out the Gazelle's Grace, and I was like, that's not a real thing. Like this is just making stuff up. I went and looked it up. It surely is. I only found it on like one or two websites, but it's a legit drink of sorts. Don't know how good it is, but it is.
Yeah.
It is not named after Dorcas, which translated means gazelle, but that's beside the point. So you start with white grape juice or dry white wine, and you put elderflower syrup in it.
Elderflower syrup.
And it has a splash of lemon, and you usually tie it off and top it with a little bit of fresh mint leaf, and you can finish off the rest of your glass with sparkling water or Prosecco. So anyway.
Wow.
And so it's kind of a mixture of sweet and soothing, but also kind of got with that lemon in there. I guess it's got a little bit of a bite to it as well. I found one recipe anyway that also said you could put lavender on it, which I don't know if that's everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, technically you can add it to this drink. So
interesting. Yeah, that sounds like a crazy drink to me, but I don't really drink.
I don't know if I would like this one, if I'm honest. Of course, I don't know where even to find elderflower syrup. So
yeah, I don't. Yeah, where do you get that?
I don't even know. I don't know where to find that. Oh man! All right, so that thus ends.
And so it ends. The light shines in the shadow. And now you know more about the story of one of the saints of history.